After completion of this chapter, at the end of the chapter, you are given some keywords. Okay, and these keywords have to be written by you with their definitions in your notebook. First keyword is climbers. What are climbers? The plants with weak stems which generally climb up by taking the support of neighboring structures like bitter gourd, beans, jasmine, etc. Next, conduct. Conduct means the act of transport. Stem transport water. For that only they simply give stem conduct water to the leaves. Stem conduct the prepared food from leaves to all other parts of the plant body. That is conduct. So what is conduct? Transporting, the act of transport. Next, creepers. The plants with weak stems which spread on the ground and generally bear large fruits. They are also weak, the plants with weak stems, they spread on the ground. They do not take the support of the neighboring structures and they do not climb up. Why? Because they have to bear the large fruits. If they climb up, they cannot bear such large fruits. So if they spread on the ground, the fruit size, whatever the big size it may be, it will not be borne by the plant, but instead it is borne by the ground. Ground will bear the weight of the fruit. That is the reason generally these plants spread on the ground. Okay. Fibrous roots. In the last class I have shown you what is fibrous roots also. And what are fibrous roots? The thin fibers like many roots present in the monocot plants, the plants with leaves of parallel venation. Okay, in such plants the fibrous roots are present. Herbs, the small erect plants, these are not having weak stems, they are having strong stems only, but the tender stems, the tender means soft. The stem is strong enough to grow erect, but it is not very strong. It is soft only, it can be easily broken. The small erect plants with tender green stems that bear small number of branches and leaves. Next, lamina. What is lamina? The broad green colored sheet like portion of leaf present attached to the petiole. In the last class I have shown you what is lamina. Okay. A broad green colored sheet like portion of leaf that is present attached to the petiole is called lamina. Lateral roots, the side roots that are attached to the taproot, that also I have shown you in the last class. Okay, the side roots that are attached to the taproot are known as lateral roots. Mid-rib, the thick vein in the middle of the leaf. The thick vein in the middle of the leaf is known as midrib. The thick vein in the middle of the leaf is known as midrib. Ovule, the small bead-like structures in the ovary. I have shown you also. In the figure, I have shown you. Inside the ovary, if you cut horizontally or vertically, you can see small beads-like structures. They are called ovules. And in different types of plants, different number of ovules are present. The same type of plant, same number of ovules is present. Parallel venation. The arrangement of veins parallel to each other in the leaf is known as parallel venation. Petal. The bright colored large outer part of the flower. There are two parts, outer parts and inner parts. Outer parts are again two sepals and petals. The bright colored large outer part is the petal and green colored outer part of the flower is generally sepal. Okay, and petiole, the stalk-like structure that holds the lamina. The stalk-like structure that holds the lamina in a leaf is known as petiole. Photosynthesis, preparation of food by plant leaves in the presence of sunlight and green colored substance using carbon dioxide and water is known as photosynthesis. So, photosynthesis is the preparation of food by plant leaves in the presence of sunlight and green colored substance using carbon dioxide and water is known as photosynthesis. Pistil. It is the innermost part of the flower. Generally, we consider it as female part. Okay, which contains ovary, style, and stigma in it. Okay, pistil is the innermost part of the flower, which is the female part, which contains ovary, style, and stigma. Next, reticulate venation. What we have learnt about parallel venation? The arrangement of veins parallel to each other in a leaf. Here, reticulate venation is the arrangement of veins in a net-like manner on both sides of the midrib. The arrangement of veins in a net-like manner on both sides of the midrib is known as reticulate venation. Sepals, the outermost green colored part of a flower. The outermost green colored part of the flower. So, in outer parts itself, it is outermost part, sepals. Right. Shrubs, small plants with hard stems, not tender stems. Small plants with tender green stems are herbs. Small plants with hard stems and branches arising near from the base of the plant, base of the stem. So stem is having a base attached to the ground. Near to that base, the branches will start arising and will give a bushy appearance. Such plants are known as shrubs. Generally, we use many of the shrubs as our fencing plants. Okay, you might have seen in parks also, whatever the different shapes, green colored shapes with plants itself, they make the shapes. So, which plants are used to make all such things? Shrubs only, right? Okay. Next is stamen, the male part of flower present in the inside of the petals. The male part of the flower present inside of the petals. So, in the inner parts, it is the first part, right? Okay, in inner part, how many inner parts are there? 2 inner parts are there in a flower. They are petals and, stamens and pistil. There are 2 inner parts. They are stamens and pistil. So, stamens is the first inner part. And innermost part is pistil. So, in a stamen, how many parts are there? 2 parts are there. What are they? Filament and anther. Already we have discussed in the last class, right? Okay, next, tap roots. What is tap root? The roots which contain one main root and many side roots or lateral roots. So tap roots, it generally grow deep in the soil. It can absorb the water from little deep underground levels. So tap root containing plants generally they do not require much water. And if tap root is present in a plant, that plant will have which venation in its leaves? Reticulate venation. Okay. And tap roots containing plants generally they bear little strong stems than compared to the fibrous roots containing stems. Fibrous roots containing plants will have little weaker stems, whereas tap root containing plants will have little stronger stems. If you take two plants of same size, same height, same size, taproot containing plants will have strong stems, whereas fibrous roots containing stems have little weaker stems. And one more thing, if you take the same sized plants of taproot containing and fibrous root containing, then the taproot containing plants will have smaller leaves compared to the size of the plant, whereas fibrous roots containing plants have larger leaves. Okay, that also we have to understand. Okay, by observing itself we can understand it very easily. If you want, you can go into the field and you can find same sized taproot containing plant and fibrous root containing plant. Okay, grass plants are all fibrous root containing plants. Other normal leaves containing small plant, you take same sized plant and you just try to observe with respect to the plant size which plant is having larger leaves. Okay, generally the taproot containing plants with respect to the plant size they contain smaller leaves, and fibrous root containing plants with respect to the plant size they contain larger leaves. Banana leaves you can see. Okay, same size papaya plant or some other plant you can see. Will it be banana leaf will be generally larger, whereas the other dicot plant will be having smaller leaves. Okay, right. Other keywords and exercises of this chapter we will discuss in the next class.